Alright, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. This is one of my root over rock projects. Sometimes as I name them, my root over rock number one that I have in the playlist and everything, I like to say like are my first ones. This is actually one of the first ones I did. When I took this cutting, it was so small. I mean, it was like literally just like one of these little branches here just as a cutting. And I threw it in, this rock was in a terracotta pot. There was barely even enough room to have any soil around it or anything like that. Threw it in there and I just thought, well, if it lives, it lives. And it did. There was several times it looked rather sickly in that pot and everything. And so I just left it in there for a really long time. And once I let it kind of gain some more strength, it was one of those things of my first couple years in the hobby. I really was messing with them way too much, messing with my trees way too much. I actually was still doing that right up until just maybe a year and a half ago or something like that. Let it go and I let it get really healthy. The way it kind of looks, I mean, you guys won't be able to see it right now, but once I get it all pruned off here and everything, you'll be able to see it a little more on the rock. It actually looks a little more like a root or a tree kind of lazily laying on top of a rock. It doesn't really have it splayed over like it should be. I'm going to be kind of quick today. I'm probably just going to hang on to this video and update it here sooner or later. The unwanted branches. And I'm going to give it a hard prune and get some wire on it. And then, like I said, just give you a quick update when they... Alright, and you guys can kind of see what I was talking about there, where it just kind of looks like it's a branch just kind of laying on top of the rock like that. That is actually something I've seen in the wild here in Florida and everything, so that is kind of a natural way that it would happen. I am going to go ahead and get the wire on this guy, see what it looks like. Alright, and there we go. There are times when I look at it, I think about losing this whole top piece and just leaving kind of like that stuff over there. That would make the rock quite a bit more visible. I've also thought about losing just this branch or this branch and that top piece. And again, just having this foliage out here. Alright, and that first part of the video was that last week in February. And then here we are today. This is the first week in April, so I guess 5-6 weeks since I shot it. It's amazing. I mean, I've been doing this 5 or 6 years, and with ficus trees, especially the Microcarpa like this, you can really butcher them up and get all kinds of back budding. But sometimes when it takes a while, every now and again I'll keep looking and I'll be like, oh man, is this thing going to back bud? And sure enough, I mean, you know, from bare 5 or 6 weeks ago to this, and I've been trying to wait on some of my videos, especially this one, since I could tell it was going to be super short. Just kind of wait for it to back bud and show the results of what it looks like, you know, what it can look like when it looks a little bit better. If I would have published that other, you know, the beginning of the video at first, and, you know, this thing was already out and I wasn't ready to update it again, what I would do is just outside. Sometimes I don't really even barely look. I just reach under it and pull all the buds out that are growing straight down. Because they don't, you know, that's one of the things that you can't really make much use out of. It would look kind of ridiculous if you had buds coming off the branches that were pointing straight down. And so I am going to do that right now. And then actually as I go here, not only am I getting the one straight down, but I'm getting some of the ones that are in the crotches of branches. Really will get all kinds of little crazy shoots everywhere. Alright, and then just like looking down from the top, I don't always, like, especially if I wasn't making a video right now, I don't always pull any of the branches that are coming straight up off, especially if I, really just started working on a tree. Because you never know, like, if you're going to find the need, like, say, for instance, if there was a bud coming straight up there, you never know if I'm going to want to cut that off and cut it off to that bud. But right now, this thing just has so many on here. I don't see where I can't imagine where it would miss any buds. And generally speaking, before I work a tree like that, I always let it work plenty of energy up before I do anything like that anyhow. So I don't think taking off one or two too many would really hurt anything on this guy right now anyhow. All right. And now let me just kind of adjust the camera a little bit, see if I can give you guys a little bit of a better look at what I got going on and just my thought process from here. All right, and I really do try to follow the rule of when you're photographing a tree, trying to look at it at eye level, but I notice sometimes maybe if I get a little above the tree, look down a little bit, you can see a little bit better. I used to go in and pull all this little bit of moss that I see growing out. I kind of feel like it's adding to the aesthetics of the tree a little bit. I'm not completely against moss. I'm just, I don't really want it growing up the trunk and rotting the tree out at all. A little bit of a better look at the ramification I got going on there. And then the rock from the other side. And what my thought process from here is, since I've got all of this action going right now, and since I did just go in and take out all the unwanted buds, I will keep an eye on it. And if I notice a bunch of buds dropping down again, I even tried to take a look there while I had the camera off for a second to get the things I was missing. I just missed one right there. And now that I actually did just kind of notice that this one branch is kind of weak compared to the rest of it, but it'll even out over time. Now that I've taken out all those other buds, hopefully it's got some energy to kind of push that way too. But if I notice any, erratic buds, I'll pull them out. But perhaps maybe like late this summer, when I notice it kind of getting out of hand a little bit, I'll go ahead and not only do some little twig selection, branch selection, and maybe, get this wire off and get some new wire on, but perhaps raise this rock a little bit. I think I'm going to have to go with the kind of tree on top of a rock instead of a root over a rock. But I still think, if I almost like one I did a couple videos ago, if I let it get old enough and let the trunk get thick enough, it should be interesting enough to use. Really, I just kind of use it for my own giggles and everything, being a backyard bozo and whatnot. So we'll see how it comes out.